Hello everybody and welcome back to CPG Sourcing. My name is Jessie and today's video is all about embezzlement and fraud. Ugh.
You're a fraud.
This is a tough topic to tackle. Most of us would like to think of Chinese suppliers as being nice and honest and just trying to make a living the best that they can.
Oh, what a nice guy.
We don't even want to think that some of them can be dishonest or worse, that some of them will cheat us. But unfortunately, cheating happens all over the world and China is no exception.
You cheated! You cheated!
In this world of interconnectivity and internet processing, Chinese businesses and individuals alike are more and more aware of what drives importers to come to China, and that is good prices. Some of them will take advantage of this knowledge to cheat. Sad but true, better to be aware than blissfully ignorant.
Ignorance is bliss.
Having spent over 45 years in China, CPG Sourcing has come to witness a lot of different types of fraud and embezzlement and has learned a lot of valuable lessons from them. And here is your opportunity to learn from these lessons so that you don't fall victim to them. The fact is, as China has opened up over recent decades, more and more players have entered into the trade, and some of them are not very scrupulous about how they make money. So here are 3 scams that importers might be faced with, along with some solutions and ways of preventing these problems. 1. Backsliding. This is fairly common and mild. So this consists of quoting a very good price and then sending some good quality samples.
Good service at a fair price.
When the order comes through, the buyer is required to pay 30% upfront, which the buyer has no problem doing because the price was low and the quality of the samples was really good. The balance of the payment is made when the goods are ready for shipping, which is often done because there are now photos that are provided that show the required quality is met. 30% has already been paid, so you might as well pay the rest. But then when the shipment is actually received, the quality of the product turns out to be poor.
What exactly did you order?
So what happens next? The seller claims that the quality requirements were clear and were met. He or she disputes the buyer's argument that the quality was bad and demands an official inspection, which is costly. Eventually, the seller may settle grudgingly. The buyer often has little recourse, especially if they're new and relatively small. The seller isn't really worried about losing a good potential client. So at best, the buyer can sell the goods at a discount. At worst, the buyer loses money and clients. So for the next order, the seller might offer a discount in order to resolve the issue. The buyer often has no choice but to accept, but they're not really sure if the next shipment will be any better. So how can you, as an importer and a buyer, prevent this? Number 1, you should have very clear specifications that are part of the buying contract. Number 2, you should have a pre-shipment inspection. Number 2, bait and switch. This is outright fraud. This is when a seller advertises a low price for a well-known commodity such as chemicals or fertilizers and then provides quality guarantees.
I guarantee it.
The buyer pays the down payment, then pays the full amount of the shipment upon the receipt of the quality certificate and the bill of lading. Shipment is received, it is full of miscellaneous garbage. Buyer seeks recourse, but guess what? That seller is gone and has disappeared, probably starting a new scam under a different name.
That is so wrong.
Some companies are set up specifically for this scam. They usually collect between $60,000 and $150,000 and then they just disappear. Even Chinese authorities cannot find the owners. How do you prevent this from happening? As an importer, you need to make sure this is a bona fide supplier. So it needs to be registered with the government. It needs to have solid assets such as a factory, and it needs to have been in business for a few years.
There wasn't a street. There wasn't a building.
Number 3, it's getting worse. Here we go. Phishing and embezzlement. This is when a third party hacks into a valid transaction and hijacks the payment. This is much rarer, but it does happen. So what happens next? The emails are hacked before payment. The hackers impersonate the seller and provide alternative payment information. Buyers then think that the emails are coming from the suppliers. The emailed payment instructions redirect funds to a third-party account. The hacker disappears as soon as they collect payment. There's no recourse for the seller. Even the FBI is involved. How can you prevent this? Having prearranged and clear payment protocols with the vendor and not deviating from them unless you can speak to them on the phone to verify and you recognize them. Check payment instructions carefully. If the name of the bank, the beneficiary, or the amounts do not match up, you need to verify that before sending payment.
Data, can you verify that?
When it's time to send the funds, it's important to be vigilant. In fact, it pays to be vigilant before you enter into a buying contract. It can be intimidating sending funds to China or any country for that matter for sourcing projects. Once the funds are gone, there's very little you can do to recover them.
Yep, you're out of luck.
I hope these tips can ensure that your business doesn't lose money on common scams. Thank you for watching another video from CPG Sourcing. If you liked this video and found it helpful, be sure to smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe for more information on how you can get the best price, quality, and on-time delivery when you source directly from China. See you next time.